Hello everyone, Peabody and Sherman here. The WayBac machine is set to show us what life was like a long time ago at Leisure Village West.
Wow, that's a long time ago, Mr. Peabody. What are we going to see?
We'll know soon enough, Sherman.
Santa's elves, filling Santa's shelves with a toy for each girl and boy. Oh, we are Santa's elves.
We work hard all day, but our work is play.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our Spotlight broadcast on KLVW-TV. My name is Florence Markowitz, and I am your host for today's program. It gives me great pleasure to have our guest today, the one and only Santa Claus. Hello, Santa. Is it all right if I call you Santa? I don't have to call you Mr. Claus?
No, please do, please do.
That's
I'm a very informal person.
How did you get away from the North Pole at this busy time of the year? I mean, aren't you busy making visits or getting ready for your visits?
Well, most of the hard work, the making of the toys, the packing, the packaging is all done. Now it's just getting them into the sleigh, so the elves take care of that. And I think it's very good for me to get out into the world and let people know that I do exist.
Well, I certainly appreciate your being here. One of the questions that I really have that I don't understand is that the elves do all the work and you get the credit.
Yes. See, I primarily look at that situation as slave labor.
How many elves are there, by the way?
Oh, there are hundreds and hundreds of elves.
There have to be, I guess.
But
yeah.
As of late, or over the past 2 years, they have a union.
Really?
Yes, and it's causing me to develop a rash. And the elves want things that just, I don't think they should have.
Is the rash from stress?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
What are some of the things the elves want?
Vacations.
Well, don't they get that after Christmas?
No, they get a day off after Christmas, and then the following day it all begins all over again.
They start making toys again?
Yes, they do.
So they really don't have much. So they work all the time, so you can't blame them for wanting vacation.
Well, they have pretty good benefits out there. They get a 15-minute lunch. They're allowed.
Did you say 15?
Yes.
I thought so.
Well, they're small people, so they don't eat very much.
They don't eat a lot. That's true.
They get a holiday, a day off.
Which day is that?
They're allowed to choose whichever day they want. Plus, they do get a sick hour.
A whole hour?
A whole hour.
And what are some of their other demands?
Well, one of the things is they're telling me they're getting tired of wearing green and red.
But those are the Christmas colors.
Well, whatever that's the way I feel.
Yeah.
But whatever their reasoning is, they want to wear camouflage.
Camouflage?
Yeah.
Oh,
now there are any number of types of camouflage. One looks like a forest. Why they would wear that, I don't know. But there's also another one that is white. And that's the one I think they want to wear because once they put that on, I can't find them because of all the snow.
Yeah, and it is cold up there.
It's very cold out there.
Yeah, how cold does it get?
It's well below zero, and I got to tell you, there are times icicles form, and a good number of times icicles form in places you don't want them to form.
Oh, well, let's not go there.
Yeah, let's just leave that alone for now.
So do you get a vacation too? I mean,
yes.
You get more than a day.
Yes, I take the month after Christmas off. The wife and I usually go down the islands, but you have to remember that if I were to go anywhere looking the way I do now, I mean, it would just be a mob scene.
Especially in the islands.
Yes, but Santa Claus is magical. I can change my appearance, and there are times I may think about going to the islands looking like Brad Pitt or Matthew McConaughey. But it's, the wife and I go and we just have a good time. And the reason we picked the islands is that it's so cold up in the North Pole. And when you look at me,
Yeah.
it takes a while to thaw out.
Oh, I can imagine.
It certainly does. So that's why.
You and how long have you been married? Is it you and Mrs. Claus?
Oh, for as long as I can remember.
Does she have a first name?
I really can't say what it is.
I've never heard her called anything but
Mrs. Claus. She is
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus. We've been married a very long time, hundreds and hundreds of years. But in all honesty,
Yes.
I'm thinking about making a change.
From Mrs. Claus?
Yeah. Listen, you available?
I might be.
Well,
we'll talk
think
afterward.
about it.
Yeah, all right, we'll talk later.
Don't forget, Santa is very magical.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about the children that you deal with. First of all, do you believe in coal in the stockings?
Yes, I do. There are children who have not behaved that well over the past year, and they're in a very, very small minority. But even then, when I would put coal in their stockings, I would leave a little something nice for them, because I just don't want them to totally lose the spirit of the season.
Yeah. Well, do you give them all the things they request? Some of them request very big, expensive toys. Are you?
No. The ones who request those large, expensive toys are usually the spoiled brats of parents who have given them everything over the course of a year, and I truly feel that it's their parents' responsibility to give them that. Recently, just to give you an example, I recently ran into a woman who had a list, and she gives me this list, and it's got a diamond, a yacht, a car.
Wow.
And, I don't know if she's worth it.
Maybe you'll find out. Maybe you'll go with her instead
Well,
of me.
Well, if she's going to be there Christmas Eve, who knows?
Tell me something. Let's
Yes.
get back to, first of all, do you know how Santa Claus got his name? Do you know how the name Santa Claus came to be?
I would imagine my parents gave it to me.
No, there was a monk hundreds of years ago, and he was named Saint Nicholas. And this was a Dutch name, and it eventually changed into Sinterklaas, and that's how Santa Claus, it evolved to Santa Claus. Isn't that interesting?
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Really
now,
fascinating.
Santa Claus also has a lot of other names. Do you prefer being Santa Claus or Kris Kringle or Saint Nick or?
No, any of those names really fit.
Yeah.
I like Honey Bun at times, but those names
Santa
are good.
Honey?
Santa Honey. It's
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me feel warm and fuzzy all over.
Well, you look warm and fuzzy.
Oh, I am.
Tell me, did you ever slide down a chimney?
Yes. There have been a few times when I've slid down a chimney. Now,
Did you ever get stuck?
no. Thank goodness I haven't. Some of the larger homes have large fireplaces, and that just causes the chimney to be larger, so I can slide down it. But most cases, I would say the vast majority of cases, with Santa Claus being magical, I can walk through a door or slide through a window, leave my presents, and I leave the same way. And this way, no damage is done. I don't have to dirty the suit and everything else. So this way, I find it much more convenient.
Yeah. Does everybody leave you milk and cookies?
Yes, many people leave me milk and cookies, but
Would you rather have something else to drink?
well, I have to tell you, over the years, milk and cookies really become stale. And, I could go for a nice piece of lasagna. Comfort food like meatloaf, mashed potatoes and gravy. That would be nice. And it would just give me that little extra push to go on and finish my task.
But that's not part of the tradition of Christmas, and the children love to leave cookies and milk for Santa.
Well, they can still leave that, but the mothers, they can.
Take better care of
Yeah, I would think so. I'm taking a lot of responsibility off their shoulders.
Yeah, that's true, you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you enjoy that?
Yes, I do.
Do you enjoy all the children?
I love the children. They just make my eyes sparkle and my heart sing and be happy. Over the years, though, I have met a few mothers that make my heart sing and be happy too, but let's not go there.
Well, you just did.
Oh,
do you
okay.
have any children of your own, you and Mrs.
Oh, yes,
Claus?
many.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've tried to persuade some of them to go into the business, but they don't seem to want to follow my
In
lead.
your footsteps?
No,
Really?
no.
But there are so many imitators. None of them are your children.
No, they aren't, they're helpers. It's their job to walk the streets of the cities and, and appear in stores and whatnot, and
You don't
they do a very
mind?
good job. No, not at all, because I want to see one of them walk through a wall. As a matter of fact,
Yes.
let me get back to something here.
Sure.
It was funny the point in time when I found out I was magical. I was standing somewhere and I leaned up against the wall and fell right through it. And, I said, whoa, this is great. So this is what I do now.
Didn't you get hurt?
No, there's enough padding here to
And
protect me, yes.
Did I ask you, you never got stuck in a chimney?
No, I never did, no.
Well, that's good.
Almost, there was one time it was a little snug, but happily I had my can of WD-40.
Oh,
I sprayed that
would
around a
help,
little bit.
yeah,
It really works.
Yes, that would help.
Yes.
I'm so looking forward. Do you visit everybody?
Yes.
How?
Well, there are a number of ways. I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Please do.
People have always said, how does Santa Claus do that in one night? Well, I also have the capacity of making time stand still or go slower. So a minute can be an hour, 12 hours a day. And this way, starting where I do in Europe, I just cause time to slow down and I get everything done.
Tell me about the reindeer. That's another interesting,
Yes, I have 8 reindeer, including Rudolph. Rudolph has given me a problem now.
Oh?
He's refusing to light up his nose.
Why?
And,
Is he
well, he's in with
going
the whole
on strike
union
with
thing.
the
Yeah.
elves, yeah.
And seeing how warm the weather is now, I could just see us traveling Christmas Eve and hitting a lot of fog. And he's got to have that nose lit up for us to see where we're going.
But
Oh,
Rudolph hasn't always been part of your reindeer
No.
contingency. So how did he get to be part? It was because it was dark and you needed the light.
Yes, and that was the main reason he became part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just lucky that the night that we this first started, that he found that old bottle of Jack Daniels, and
Is that what
just,
lit-
yes, it
that's
lit up
what
the
lit him
nose
up. That-
immediately.
Yeah, that's not all it lit up, right?
No, well, let's go on.
Okay, but, so what are the reindeer names again?
Donner, Dancer, Blitzen, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, and Rudolph.
I think you left somebody out.
Did I?
I don't know, I wasn't counting. Don,
Dasher,
oh, that.
Dancer.
Yeah,
Donner, Blitzen, Comet, Cupid, and whoever else is there. I don't know. I'm just
well, there were
Santa
eight.
Claus is getting old. We're forgetting certain things, and you
Do
know.
you feel the age? I mean, it's been hundreds and hundreds of years.
Don't you?
No.
Oh, you're lucky. Being in the climate that I live in, it's even worse. I mean, it's cold, and the arthritis sets in, and you know, it's not easy.
But you said you have magical powers.
Well, there's certain things I don't have power over.
Okay, okay. So when you go on vacation, I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in that, and you become somebody else, like Brad Pitt or whoever
Mm-hmm.
else, how does that work? And how long are you in the islands and having this vacation?
We're usually there a month. I don't pack that much. I just grab my thong on the way out the door and you know, just go on with it. And like I said before, you know, I'm thinking about a change with Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
You'd look pretty good in a two-piece.
You think? I haven't worn a two-piece in a very long time.
Well, don't forget, Santa's magical.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'll go out and buy a two-piece.
But these are just some of the perks involved with
Yeah.
being with Santa, you know.
Okay. I'm looking forward to some of the perks being with Santa.
Okay.
But I don't think I would wear a bikini.
No?
No.
They have nude beaches.
Okay. Maybe that's better. Are you all thawed out by then?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
So think about it, though. I mean, it's a
I'm
legitimate
thinking-
offer.
I appreciate that offer, and I'll think about it. I will.
Mrs. Claus can sit home and take care of the reindeer.
Well, does she take care of the elves too? Who feeds the elves?
Mrs. Claus does.
She does all. I mean, she does a lot of work.
Yes, she does. But as I've said, the elves are small. They don't eat too much, so there's not that much to prepare.
But there were a lot of them.
Yes. You know, like say, for example, one butterscotch crimpet could go a long way for dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But it sounds to me. You said that you considered the elves like slaves.
Right.
It sounds to me like Mrs. Claus is one of your slaves. She does a lot of work. I think she does more than you do.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, to me it is.
Well, you know, it's all from the perspective that you're looking at it in. Mrs. Claus is the other part of me that we've been together for all these years.
How many?
Oh, hundreds and hundreds.
Hundreds and hundreds.
And I think it's time that she does take care of me. You know, I'm not getting any younger.
But it seems to me she's been doing that for so long. Maybe doesn't she deserve a vacation?
Well, that's why I'm looking for a change.
Oh.
I want to find somebody who will take care of me.
Oh, well then don't count on me.
Oh, well, okay. I'll have to keep looking.
Yeah, I think you may have to keep looking.
I might find a good prospect Christmas Eve somewhere.
Yeah. Well, when you go to all the houses, are you on the lookout for something like that?
I'm a man now, aren't I?
Yeah, are you? I mean, to me, you're a symbol of Christmas.
Yes. And Christmas is a happy time of year, and I like to make myself happy.
Well, and other people.
And other people.
But it's for the children mostly.
Well, they get their gifts, you know, and it's a whole belief system. The children really believe, and the adults they haven't believed in quite some time.
That's right.
So what I do is mostly for the children because they really are the joy of the season.
But when do the children, when do they stop believing in Santa Claus? When do they realize that you're not real?
It's different with each child. I would say somewhere around the age of 8, 9, they start wondering. The one instance that I know of where the person was the oldest was one man in South Bend, Indiana. He was 41.
Wow.
So I mean that was scary going to his house.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Why? I mean, did he have his own family, or he was an only child, or what?
He was an only child. He lived with his parents. His parents, I guess, sort of mollycoddled him for many, many years and never let him out into the real world. But, you know, usually if you give a child clothes, you know, it's baby sizes and whatnot. It gets a little scary when you have to buy size 46 waist pants for somebody.
Yeah. Well, what kind of, did he get any toys too at that age? Because there are toys that adults can use.
Yes, there are, but I'd rather not go into that area right now.
Well, I was talking about technological toys, digital toys, you know, cameras, things like that.
Yeah. He got an Xbox and stuff like that. And I guess I could be part of the reason he was always home, so never out in the world.
Really?
Yeah, playing video games.
Why do you say that you were part of the reason?
Because if I didn't give him the Xbox, he wouldn't be sitting in the house.
So he just believed and believed.
He believed.
And he still does?
Yes, he does.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. You know, who can tell one person to the next?
That's true. But you do like to have satisfied the children's desires.
Yes, I do. I get the greatest joy out of that.
And this woman that asked for the diamond ring and the yacht and the car, don't you want to give her what she wants?
Well, I think on Christmas Eve at her house, I'm going to have to spank her.
Do you think that's what she wants?
Oh, I do.
What gives you that impression?
Oh, I don't know. Just I'm magical.
I know,
Don't forget that I'm magical.
You are.
I know.
I know you are. Is there anything else you would like to tell me about yourself, or anything else that you want to talk about?
Let's see. Well, the state of the world today is really getting me down. There are so many children in so many parts of the world that they believe, if they know about me, they believe. But yet, it doesn't do any good. And those are the ones I really feel badly for. I wish that most of the children, that all the children in the world would just behave a little better. Get along with their parents a little more, have a little bit more respect for their elders. And it could be a pretty great world if that were to happen. So that's what I'm trying to be the, the lead man in that, so to speak.
It sounds wonderful, and I think you're on the right track.
Thank you.
I really do.
So listen, don't forget about that trip to the islands.
All right, I'm still thinking about it.
Okay.
It's very, it's not cold enough for me to think about the islands yet, but when it gets really cold, I may truly put it on my list of desires.
Please do.
So I will, and I appreciate your invitation.
Well, I'm being selfish.
Well, I would like to be selfish. We want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year, Right, Santa?
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas to everyone. Ho, 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 ho.
And this concludes our Spotlight program for today. It has been recorded and will be shown this evening at 6 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursday at 1 and 6. And thank you all for watching Spotlight.